Good Friday, friends of the Leaf. How's everybody doing? Doing good here. I am smoking a cigar, but stay with me. I'm just to switch to a pipe. Right now, I am smoking an OLIVA SERIE V MALANIO, and I think this one was gifted to me by Dale. I had bought two or three more, I think from Governor's, and but the one that he gave me has been aging. This has been in the box for quite a while, and it's a good one. I had lit up one of my new favorites was a Perdomo, the Champagne, the Nior, and I only had one left in the box, and it's got a plug in it, so I may have to invest in one of those ringers like smoking Grandpa Bone. But I was going to smoke a cigar and enjoying this one, but I've been watching a couple of videos and hadn't been in long, just got out of the shower and got hosed down, got my hair cut today and feel a little better. I was looking kind of scaggy. But the first one I watched was Guy Witherspoon, and he was smoking some RATTRAYS red RATTRAYS. So got me to want a little of it. So I went up front. I keep that on the front bookshelf on a little display I got up there. And after giving my wife and Miss Emily a 10-note whiff, I was politely asked to leave the room with it because it's an English stuff. But I do have a boat video to download. I hadn't got it downloaded yet. AT&T was having issues here. When last night, the night before last, about 8:30, got online and was getting on YouTube and was right in the middle of a video, and it lost connection, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. And finally, my wife called them, and they got a recording that it was AT&T was performing maintenance, in which they did all night till, I don't know, it was after lunch. Well, no, it was about mid-morning, I think, when it finally came back on. But we've had a ton of trouble with AT&T, and I told her, I said, when this contract is up, we need to look seriously at changing companies. We've had here and at the restaurant both. We have AT&T internet service at the restaurant, and of course we had it where our customers can log on too and can access us, and can access their computers there. And every day you get knocked off with AT&T. Has been, now maybe this maintenance they were doing hopefully will rectify this. I've not seen it improve. Matter of fact, I've seen it have several glitches in it this afternoon trying to maneuver around. I don't know. I'm just haven't been happy. Matter of fact, I don't know. I don't know who we're going to go with. Talked to Pipe Pappy yesterday, and he don't like him much either. And he and I talked on the phone. We've got a cigar trade going, and that we've sent off to each other. And looking forward to that. Enjoyed the conversation with you, Chris, and always do. Of course, we didn't get as long-winded in that one as we normally do. But, discussing the new changes in Google. My gosh, would they not leave us alone? And I got to make an apology. I've got several. I finally found there's a tab that says messages. I've always went to inbox. These new changes. Lo and behold, I clicked on messages, and there's 7 or 8. It's just been hanging out there for 3 or 4 or 5 days that I didn't know existed. And I'll answer y'all. So any of y'all that sent me a private message in the last few days, I did not even know they existed. So, will they ever leave us alone? Chris, Pipe Pappy, nor me, the one, are very happy with them. I don't know what the answer to it is. He's got some ideas of his own that we can maybe look at later, but I'll let him get into that with y'all when he gets his computer out of the shop and back online, whenever he, and it's just something being tossed around. But that's, it's his brainchild, and I'll let him kind of clue y'all in if it ever looks like it may get off the ground. So we'll see. But it is certainly, in my opinion, something worth looking at. But Yeah, I did get a video done on the lake. I told you I would. I don't have it downloaded yet. Both started fine right off the bat. I was really worried that it would be, these back issues. I haven't been able to get out there, and it just got to the point where couldn't go. And the last time I went was with a friend of mine, and after about 30 minutes, I said, "You got to take me back to the dock. I got to get out. I couldn't sit out there. Seems like that's getting better, so I wanted to get the boat out and running. I was real worried. It had a little less than a half tank of fuel in it. Had stay-bill in it, but I was a little worried. And my friend that owns the marine dealer up there where our restaurant is, he said, "Well, you probably going to have to come see me." Well, it fired off a little Mercury I got on it. Fired off on the second bump off, and of course, when I did the video, then that's when it wanted to get cold natured. It took 2 or 3 times to get it fired back up. But did the video with y'all along, and then I run from the Louisiana Highway 33 bridge basically over to the Louisiana Highway 2 bridge, about a 3.5 mile jaunt across there, where that video ended. And I ran back and ran over to where my brother lives, about a mile the other side, and messed around a little bit. And came back, and I was in front of the area, the landing there. I was the only one out there, and so I decided I was going to run the rest of that fuel out or get it dead on empty. And I was cutting up, doing a lot of weaving and turning and circling and really playing with it full speed and just cutting up, kind of blowing the sun out of it. And all of a sudden it revved up, and that was all she wrote. It wouldn't go forward, barely would go backward. Would go forward just a little bit, and wasn't. Come to find out what I did is I burnt the clutch up on the prop, but it had dry rotted setting up, and it's just a rubber piece in there. And I got it in the shop now. Of course, the guy's out of town that works on there. The guy I was just telling y'all about him. He won't be back until next week. We're going to be gone part of next week. So anyway, got it in the shop and hopefully get it back. And it's got a lot of mildew. It's set up under the carport. Well, had it covered a big part of the time, but it's still got mildew. And it's dirty. Even I took it to the car wash, and I got to bleach those seats. I may try to put some new seats on it. One of them needs replacing, and the one on the back. The one on the bow is pretty good because I didn't have it on, but the carpet's wanting to come up, the indoor-outdoor carpet, so I may replace that carpet myself. I don't know. It's certainly something I could do, but we'll see, I guess we're going to make the run to Branson next week and do the Branson thing. And Emily wants to go to Silver Dollar City, so I guess the old man will huff and puff up and down the hill at Silver Dollar City. And I want to stuff this full of the RATTRAYS red. That's what Guy was smoking. And this is a good smoking. Today is Freehand Friday. I forgot about that, but I done picked this little old over Lenny, and we'll just stay with it. I tell you, as I have gotten more into the cigars, my taste for some Englishes has broadened a little bit. I think that's due to, I think you see a lot of cigar smokers begin to like some English blends. Kind of sort of tends to look that way. But I've got a hydrating disc in here. I really need to, this needs to be, it's not dry, but it's a little drier than. But it's a good milder English. Like I said, I'm smoking into this little blasted Aldo MALANIO that I got. I think last year for Christmas my mom and dad got it for me. I'm still big on my aromatics now. Y'all don't take this long. Okay. And of course that new Elizabethan, Dunhill Elizabethan mixture is one y'all got to try. It is one of my new favorites. Let's see, this is blended for Charles Rattray, Perth, Scotland. And this is one of Guy's favorite blends. And he got me turned on to this. And another one that I discovered because of him is the McBaron Plum Cake. And that's what it does. It just says a medium English on here. And I don't know. I'm sure this has some Cavendish in it. I've read up on the makeup of it, but I tell you, I can't really remember. I've got a disc in there, but it needs to be remoistured. But it's good. If you hadn't tried this one, several of the Rattrays blends are good. And this certainly is a good one. You know, they've got a counter mixture. They've got, oh Lord, I don't know, several. And I had intended for this to kind of be my one of them. You know, last year was my McBaron's adventure. Kind of tried all the McBaron's. This year, Lord, it just got so shook up. Rattrays was, I had intended for it to kind of be a Rattrays year for 14. But, Lord, I've gotten off into some of the McClellans now. I've gotten off into now I'm having a senior moment. But Rattrays does make a fine product. They're really premium tobaccos. And you can catch this on sale, but you know, this little old deal runs about $12. It's not a, you won't find it. I don't know, I hadn't priced it in a while. When I first started looking, it was on up there pretty high. It has come down a little bit. Of course, I'm going to tell y'all, the FDA gets through with us in October. Hey, look, if any of y'all haven't gotten on some of these sites like PintandCigars.com, Cigar Bids, Cigars International, click on the FDA site, go in and leave a message to these nuts. You know, they want to start controlling the pipes and cigars, and it's going to cause the cigars and pipe tobacco to go way up, and it'll put some of us out of the pipe business, you know, cigar business especially. You know, they want to say anything under a $10 cigar is not considered a premium cigar. Well, let me tell you, I just got through ordering some. I'll have $5 a piece in the Brick House Maduros, and they're running $9, $10. I got them for $5 a piece, so that's not going to be available anymore. You know, that's what they're after. The best I can tell is these little flavored cigars. You know, the swishers and the cherries and the vanillas and they're going after underage smokers, and you know, they want to put them slam out of business. Well, you and I both know there's a lot of $5, $6 cigars, $4 cigars that are good cigars. That's not what these kids are going after. They're not walking in these brick and mortars and walking in a humidor. You're going to talk Friday Ellis. That don't happen. It just does not happen. And one of the things they're wanting to do, of course, it'll shut down online buying. And another thing is it's going to make it very clinical where you go in, you choose from a list. The tobacconist goes back, get your cigar, your pipe tobacco. Everything will have to be behind a counter. You won't be able to go in and walk in humidor and pick out what you want. And but they have extended it to October or maybe even a little beyond for more comments. And we need to, y'all go make your comments, make your voice known. Most of them have sample deals, and of course they, it gets old, the same old sample comments. Probably need to make one of your own. But they need to stay out of our business. They need to stay out of it. I see nothing wrong with stopping underage smoking, but this is just some government bureaucrat that's anti-smoking. It's what it amounts to. And I've done it. I've already went in and sent my 2 cents in, and I urge y'all to do the same. Came home last night. I did my home chef duties and cooked spaghetti and meatballs. I used the little market around the corner, the new supermarket we have here. It's called Max Fresh Market. Just built a brand new store here. It's got a bakery and all in it. I bought a fresh baked loaf of French bread. And of course, I made garlic bread out of it, and made the homemade meatballs and spaghetti. But they carry the sauce that I like, and I have fooled a lot of relatives. They think it's one that my sauce that well, they don't think it's mine. They think it's one of mine until I told them. I think I slaved for hours making the sauce, and it's Monjuni's, and it's a little regional Italian deal. They're at restaurants. They're out of Shreveport. They're a great little place. They've got 5 or 6 locations, and they got some in Shreveport. I think one in Ruston, one in Monroe, and but they jar this up. If you can find it, Brookshire's and Super One. If any of y'all have any of those supermarkets in your town, they carry them here. I know in some in the areas in the South you'll find those Brookshire's. They carry it, but if you ever find the Monjuni's sauce, and it's high, it's for a big jar, it was about $6. Best spaghetti sauce you'll ever want, and it's you can I usually just pour it by putting my meatballs in it. Once they're done, let them simmer in that and warm that sauce up about 45 minutes on low. Let it simmer. Gets into those meatballs, and it's good. It's a sweeter based spaghetti sauce, and I like them both. I like both the sweet and the tangy too. Just depends on what mood. And yesterday, I seen that Monjuni, and I was tickled they carried it, and I said this will work. But what I was going to do is just come home, and I wasn't going to make. When I make sauce, it takes 5 or 6 hours. Usually, I'll just doctor up some ragu or something, put a little more bell pepper in it, some other seasonings and whatnot, and I can usually make it turn out pretty good. But the Monjunis, you don't have to do a thing to. Well, we're at 18 minutes. I didn't intend to run this far, but y'all try some of this if you hadn't. It's good. And we'll try to catch up with y'all a little later, and I will do my best to get the little boat video downloaded later tonight. Y'all take care, and as always, have a good one, and God bless.